Hey, what's up, guys? Just wanted to take a minute to thank you all for voting for me in the Ear to the Ground music poll. It turns out Aura Blaze actually came out on top, so from the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of you who voted for me. It would not have happened without your support, so thank you for that. I guess the next step now is we sit back and wait for that review to come out. The winner receives a full album review on Ear to the Ground Music, and as far as a timetable for when that is going to come out, I'm not sure yet. They haven't disclosed that, but I'm hoping it'll be within the next month or two. And, I'm looking forward to hearing what they think about it. Hopefully it'll be a good review, and I'm sure there's a lot of constructive criticism they can give me as well, so I'm equally as eager to hear what they have to say in that respect, because I definitely want to improve my craft, and the only way to do that is to hear how it's being received by the public. And if there's something that's not working, I need to hear it, because for me, I've heard these songs so many times, you almost get like hypnotized, and you don't even realize like what needs to be done, because it's just so normalized, almost just so normal and regular, and they're like you're so in the zone that there might be a glaringly obvious issue, not even an issue really, but something that could be slightly different as far as like a guitar tone or whatever. The drums are too loud, you can't hear the kick drum enough, the bass is too muddy, whatever. And those are the kind of things that a third party with a fresh set of ears can point out, and a lot of times give you that insight that you yourself might have missed in the whole production mixing process, because like I said, you just get glazed over after a while, hours and hours in the studio plugging away, and that's part of it. So it helps to have a third-party perspective, and that's the thing with production. I will mention that real quick, because I've had some people ask me about what I do as far as my production workflow goes, and what equipment I use, and other production questions and things. But there's no limit to how good you can get. There's really no limit to how much you can learn. There's always new ground to cover. There's always room for experimentation, and as far as I can tell, there's never going to be any kind of ends or any kind of boundaries or limits when it comes to that. I mean, that's art, right? I mean, there's no limits. So yeah, don't feel bad if you're struggling, because I'm still learning too. I'm still learning as I go. Each day I try to record something. I figure out a new technique or a new concept, or I hit a roadblock and have to come up with some kind of workaround. And a lot of the time it's like you just want to rip your hair out and smash your computer screen and just like go outside and smoke a cigar and disappear into the forest for a while. And that's fine, but don't give up is my point. Don't give up. Just keep going at it, and it also pays to just look up some tutorials on YouTube, man. There's like basic stuff. There's so much information out there. There's always a way to learn it, especially in this day and age. There's really no excuses, only the limits that one puts upon themselves. So simply don't do that to yourself. Not worth it, especially when music is your life and your passion. Why make it harder for yourself by throwing in the towel and giving up? That's not going to get you anywhere. So just something to think about for any producers out there. And the same concept applies for anything in the arts, really. I mean, painting, acting, there's always room for improvement, there's always room for growth. So just keep doing what you're doing and don't give up. What else did I want to say? There's another point I wanted to mention. Oh, right. The new album. It's sounding fantastic so far. I really love how it's coming along. I apologize for not having more information and getting that out to you sooner. I know a lot of people have been wondering, like, when's this guy going to get some new stuff going here? He's been talking about this new album. Like, where is it? I get it. Believe me, I get it. The reason why I haven't been saying much is because I'm taking my time with it. I'm not rushing anything. That's not my style. I don't rush something that's as important to me as music. It's just not what I do, man. I take my time. I do it right. And if that means it's going to take a year to do, then fine, so be it. And I'm not necessarily saying it will take that long, or 2 years, or 3 years, or 2 months, or whatever. It doesn't matter. But the point I'm trying to make is time is irrelevant when it comes to perfection. And the only way to achieve that is to make sure that you give it your all and don't rush anything. And I don't want to claim that it's going to be perfect by any means, because like I said, there's no limits to where you can go. There's always room for improvement, but of course I want to do the best job I can, so I'm not going to rush it. I won't do that. I will say this though, it's sounding amazing. I'm really happy with how it's coming along. There's a lot of catchy elements to this, and there's a lot of trippy elements as well. You have the psychedelic kind of hallucinogenic stuff going on over here, the real avant-garde freaky stuff, and then you have like the catchy retro Beach Boys, Mamas and Papas, Sunshine Pop things going on this end of the spectrum. And when you bring them together, well, I guess you'll find out, won't you? I hope you like it. I think you will. I think you'll be impressed by it, and hopefully be into that direction. And as soon as I get more information as far as a track list goes, and the album art and all of that, and whether or not I'm going to self-release or go with a label, as soon as I have all that information, I'm going to give it to you guys, and hopefully it will be sooner than later. And I know it's been taking a while, so I apologize for the delay. In the meantime, I do want to touch on one other concept that's been swirling about my consciousness. I have been entertaining the notion of being more active on my YouTube channel. And what I mean by that is I want to provide you guys with more content on hopefully a weekly basis if I can pull it off, but maybe a bi-weekly basis or even monthly, but that's neither here nor there. The point is I just want to do something a little more with the channel other than upload the songs from the album and the ELO cover and the Doors cover that I have on there now. I want to actually have like something kind of almost like this in a way, like a dialogue going, where I'm talking to the audience about perhaps a philosophical subject or a political subject or any number of things. And of course to then turn it over to you and ask what you think about these ideas, and responding to those ideas in kind, and maybe doing follow-up videos, and just kind of seeing where it goes. And like I said, I've just been kind of messing around with that thought. Haven't really started anything yet, but we'll see. I mean, I know a lot of people now are doing vlogs and this and that, and that's been going on for years, but I'm just now getting to the point where I think, you know what, maybe I'll take a stab at it. That looks kind of cool. I feel like maybe Road Rachel's got something to say. Let's see if he wants to weigh in on this issue or that issue, and then you guys can rip me apart and say, oh, he's just crazy. That's fine. Now I'm looking forward to it, whatever, but I don't know, so just something to think about. So maybe I'll have that coming up pretty soon, and I might even do maybe some poetry readings or something like that, because as many of you know, I'm a writer as well, a literary writer as well as a musical writer. So maybe you don't know that, but that's another aspect of my being. I do a lot of writing, and so perhaps I'll share some of that with you when the spirit should take hold of me to do so. And so yeah, that's kind of where we're going in the near future. And I just want to thank you all again for voting for me in this poll and for letting me win this. It's a huge, huge honor, and I'm very thankful from the bottom of my heart. And just want to make a quick shout out to all the other bands that took part in the poll as well. A lot of real class acts there and a lot of tough competition. So do yourself a favor and check out the other guys too, man. There's a lot of real good talent out there, and they all deserve to win just as much as I do. I'm just real thankful that I happen to be that guy. So thank you guys so much, and till next time, take care.